This is the Chiggy XR2 Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, coming in at a whopping £306. This is the Carpuride W603D Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, coming in at less at £238. And this is the aoocci C9 Max, coming in at £172.91. But is it any better? My own little logo, crazy legs on a bike. So good morning, good afternoon and good evening. My name is Jay and welcome to the channel. Just thought I'd just stop here and just talk about this new unit that I've been sent from the kind people at aoocci. There's so many different pronunciations: aoocci, aoocci, I don't know, but I'm going to call it aoocci. Plenty of these that are on the market now, and as I mentioned earlier, obviously the price difference. So they've sent me this unit free of charge and asked me if I would review it. So what I've done is I've stripped the cradle off the bike for now and I've put this unit on. If this meets my expectations, then because it's got the cameras and everything on it, which I've actually fitted everything to the bike, everything's all now tidied away, this will be getting left on the bike because I've heard some good reviews about this. They have sent me the unit free, which I mentioned, but they've not paid me to sway my decision on what I say, and they've got no editorial rights over this video, so I will be giving you my honest opinion. I've just got the bike running because I've actually got this fitted into a Thunderbox, a Heel-Tech Thunderbox, so that allows it to turn itself off and turn itself on when the voltage of the battery goes up and down, which is a good thing, which protects obviously your battery of your bike as well. So I've used the Heel-Tech Thunderbox. There are other options you can use, but all you need to do is make sure that you put the red wire into a ACC ignition point. So this is something like your rear light for your number plate, or your rear light for your bike. That's always a favourite, but just making sure that it turns on when you turn the bike off, and then turn the bike on and then turns off when you turn the bike off. I'll just show you some functions of this. So obviously you've got CarPlay. It doesn't differ much from the other units that are out there. You've got a nice screen, nice and bright, the screen as well. I was quite surprised with the screen. I am in direct sunlight, so like I say, I hope you can see that. Just going through the first one, you've got your tyre pressures, which I just need to set them up really. So I've got the tyre pressure sensors as well as the cameras. You've got your interconnect. So you've got a good menu here, look, with everything on the menu, and it's quite responsive as well. So I've got all my maps and everything on this. Spotify, music, Google Maps. I use Google Maps at the minute. So, but yeah, it's just the good thing about this unit. It is brand new on the market. Well, I say brand new. It's probably been out about a month or so. There are a few reviews on this one, but this is the C9 Max. It's a lot wider. Looks a bit more like a mobile phone, but I prefer that. So let's just get into the in the good bits. So just coming back here. So if we go on to this one, look at that rear camera. How good is that? And it's recording as well. It's on 5-minute loops recording. So it'll do 5-minute sections. You can have it on, I think it's 1, 3 and 5. Why you'd have it on 1, I don't know. You want it on the maximum of 5 really. As soon as I turn the bike on and that comes on, that starts recording. This little thing here, so I can change the camera angle. So you've got your front one there, look, and then you've got your back one. Well, change the view of the camera, should I say. Now, one thing I don't like about this, which I've spotted straight away, is I wish the cameras was top and bottom, because obviously you get this squashed up view. As you can see, it's not too bad, and it's still recording everything that's on the camera. You just can't see its full field of view on the actual unit itself. So if we go back to that, you can have it, you can switch it over. I can have just the front view, look, which is pretty decent. So that's going straight into the sunlight. And then on the back as well, obviously I've got the sun now in front of me, so that's going to be pretty good as well anyway. Settings there. So you can mirror your back camera. So let's say like if there's a car behind you and the number plate, it might be the opposite way, so you can mirror that so it puts it the right way. You've also got, there's your loop recording, look, 1, 3 and 5. Recording settings on or off, well, we've got them on. Resolution is full HD. and then you can date and watermark it on and off if you want to as well, which is probably a good thing if you're using it for a dash cam. So just going back to the home button here, so I can go back into here, look, and this has obviously just been recording itself on a loop, and that's just the last one while we're talking. Let's get one while we're riding, and they've got front and back on as well, so obviously I've been here more than 5 minutes, haven't I? There you go, so that's the rear camera view, look, and you can have the audio on as well with this, which is pretty good. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with it. Settings, I think we've been into settings, paired up to my phone. This link show here, this is quite good. So you've got full screen, which is your map and everything. Front and back is your camera, or you can have everything on one screen. If you have everything on one screen, confirm it. So it just reboots itself when you confirm it. So what's happening there, you see that, look, it's quite squished up, but you've got your front and back camera, and then I can also have my my maps. So let's just put Google Maps on, see that? So I've got both cameras and I've got my maps on, which I think is pretty good as well. But I say they're just squished up a little bit, but I think if you just have one of the cameras on there, it does look quite squished, but looking at that view, it actually looks alright. So you've got your front and your back camera there actually in proportion. So I've positioned the cameras, look, there's one here. It's not the greatest of jobs, but it's alright, looks good. It's on the back there, it looks pretty decent. And then the front one is there. This one here, so you get the two cameras. And that's, I've hid the wires best I can, and all in here, I've just cable tied all the wires in as well. So the other thing I like as well is you've got this action camera mount that actually fits to the back of the unit that they supply. And then I've just put an extension and I've got my camera on there. So we've got the tyre pressure monitors there, one front and one back, which I just need to pair them up and set them up. Got them on the bike anyway, so I might not use them, but it's a good little thing for the price. If you do purchase one of these, make sure that you don't put it on straight to the battery, because the power will just be running to it all the time. I've been having some issues with my key as well for the bike. I keep getting a notice coming up saying that the battery's out of range or whatever. I did change the battery in the remote control. It's saying now that this one's got 50% in it. But the other one that I had, I couldn't start the bike either. And I'd already changed the battery. I've changed the battery now 3 times. This is the 3rd time. But what I did realise yesterday was the batteries have got different codings on the back. I think if this weather doesn't clear, I'm going to spin round and come back. Yeah, like I say on here, it'd be good if it's like that view now, aoocci, if you listen to this, if that view now, if I just press the map, it'd be good if that would come up as a full screen, or if I press the back camera or the front camera, that would just come up and dominate the screen, rather than having to go in the settings and then it has to reboot itself to do it. I think that'd be a good touch. Maybe that's something for the future. The thing is, when when you see units like this working well, and they're sort of against other units that just cost an absolute fortune, you start questioning yourself, don't you? And you think, well, why do I want something like that? And everyone's don't want to spend money like that, because like the Chigi one, the money that I spent on the Chigi or Chigi, I could have just got a sat nav. I've got a sat nav anyway, but I could have just got a sat nav, but it doesn't do the sat nav functions. It's purely Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, that's it. Like panicked then, didn't they? But we could both get through there. I don't know what the problem was. Oh, we're going to stop in there, but I just think it's going to be quite busy. It's only really small inside, and a lot of the tables tend to get reserved on a Sunday as well. You can't just like waltz in, and I don't think it'd be bad if I sat outside, but it is a little bit cold outside, so. Right guys, hope you've enjoyed this little one. Just talking about the aoocci C9 Max. And say if you do want one of these units, a healthy 22%, big chunk off the price. Just make sure you put Crazy Legs in block capitals into the coupon, and you will get your 22% off. And I believe it's not just for these units, so any aoocci units in their range that you see, put Crazy Legs in, and be sure to get that 22% off it. Like I say, out of all the units on the market, this is probably the one that's the most value for money, but they are really good, and it seems like the way forward for everybody. I know there's people have got their own conceptions about, you know, if you lose battery power on your phone or whatever and stuff like that, and obviously, yeah, if you lose battery power, you're going to lose that connection. But if you lose signal though, people still think that's going to be an issue, but it's not. You just download, like if you've got maps, there's certain map apps that you can download the map and then just run it from your phone. It's not live, but it will get you out of a bit of a pickle. But other than that, if your phone's plugged into a source on your bike anyway, there's going to be no issues whatsoever. And I know a lot of people use their phones, but you can knacker your cameras by bolting your phone to your bike, and the secure, it's in your pocket, it's out the way, isn't it? So yeah, I just think it's brilliant, because even if you just wanted the function, which for me, having the cameras is probably the biggest thing, recording. I know I've got cameras on all the time, but yeah, it's just recording. You just know you've got that peace of mind, and especially when you have that rear view camera on as well, on full screen, and it's like having a rear view mirror. It's absolutely brilliant. And just for that, the price just for getting those cameras is not to be sniffed at. So make sure you get Crazy Legs in there, block capitals, Crazy Legs in the discount coupon, and you'll get your 22% off. You're welcome. So I think we shall leave it there. Sun's coming out now, look, typical. So remember guys, it doesn't matter who you are, what you ride, or where you're from, because every day is an adventure. Crazy out.